It's finally Friday and we are so excited. But for some of us we don't get weekends, do we?
We don't get weekends. We work throughout the weekend. That's how much we love you guys.
Exactly. We're here to entertain you, keep you company. But nevertheless, you're watching Smell the Coffee with Diana Master and Glenora Shipura on this cold, chilly Friday morning. Winter is finally here. My favorite season.
Is it your favorite? I see you look very nice. You're giving biker chick vibes.
Right.
Like it looks so hot.
For that.
You're not going for that. I thought you were. It looks so hot.
So the thing is, for this week, I don't know if the viewers have noticed, but for this week, I've been sticking to a particular theme.
Yeah.
I've been going with the mochas and the browns. Like that's Monday through to now. That's been my color scheme, right? The tans and the browns and the
But that's the winter scheme. I remember talking to Aina about
That's
this.
autumn.
Is it? Is
the
it
browns and the oranges?
Oh no, but she just meant darker colors in general.
Darker colors.
Like it's winter.
Yeah. So that has been my theme. So I was like, okay, it's Friday. I still need to keep with the theme. No one challenged me to do this. I just like to suffer.
I saw and I was like, oh, this girl is biker chicking. She looks like she's about to climb on a bike. You know, do that thing. Like
like I just need to be walking in with my helmet now.
Exactly. What's good?
Yeah, but to be honest, this wasn't even what I intended. I just intended to wear black jeans and like my tan-ish.
It looks super cute. I feel like it looks too cute that we need to go out after this. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, but I'm warm, so we can go out. So we can go
and there's
out.
also hot, warm drinks. Wink, wink.
True.
Get our drift.
True. We can actually do so. But I mean, that's one of the things that I guess I kind of like and hate about winter. It's the fact that you can't really go out. So for me, I like that because I'm such an introvert.
We both are. We look like we're chatting and bubbly, but we like to be indoors.
Indoors, I like to be at home, at peace. No one is bothering me.
Guys,
so, like,
at home, there's Netflix, there's snacks.
Your bed is there.
There's a bed, there's hot water bottles,
there's
a heater.
Everything that you need. The food is there. And if you don't even feel like cooking, you can just order in. Like,
exactly, guys. Life has also become so convenient.
Life has become so convenient, but at some point, I feel like it's made us lazy. For example, ChatGPT. My life was great before I found ChatGPT. My life is better now, but now I'm realizing I refuse to use my brain at this point. I'm just like, oh, but ChatGPT can do it.
You know, I don't know how to, re-edit this article that I wrote.
So just...
Chat, can you do the work?
Can you do the thing? Can you do the thing?
Oh, not even that I don't know. I don't want to. Chat, re-edit this.
ChatGPT, guys, ChatGPT is dangerous.
I have a friend who literally asks Chat for everything. Hey, Chat, everything.
Whatever you need, because
no longer Siri, no longer Google.
You just go into ChatGPT and you're like, listen, ChatGPT, plan a trip for me. And ChatGPT will plan a trip for you. I say, like, the creators of ChatGPT, the OpenAI team, wow, y'all ate with that one.
Yeah,
but now
it's a great thing that we're talking about this because we also have another story
about AI.
But we'll obviously
get into that later
in our top stories. Yeah.
But yeah, that's now my thing because I feel like we've gotten so lazy, right? Like I know I can write the article, but why would I want to do that when ChatGPT can do it for me? I don't need to think.
I think because I'm such a creative, I find ChatGPT's input when I'm like ChatGPT, I'm like. But look at this. It's so the creative in me doesn't want to let go of that.
Yeah.
But the editing, the grammar, that one.
The boring stuff.
The boring stuff.
And do you know that you can even type into ChatGPT, come up with the movie script of a girl based in Namibia who does whatever, and then it does.
But then I'll find it like, Chat, but there's no nyash.
I
almost said,
Guys,
I did not say that, okay?
And on that note,
what I meant was there's no mix, there's no flavor.
And on that note, we'll be taking a quick ad break and getting into our top stories when we come back.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Anyway, getting into our top stories. A person that shops in her sleep. Look, you've made me cry. I'm crying now from laughter. But anyway, I shop in my sleep because of a rare disorder. I've racked up thousands in debt. One English woman opted out of counting sheep for sleep and instead is adding items to online shopping carts during late night spending sprees. Kelly Knips, 42, confessed that she spent more than $3,800 on shopping while snoozing due to a rare sleep disorder. It's really upsetting and frustrating going to bed thinking, I don't know what the night is going to lead to. Knips revealed to Southwest News Service. A person with parasomnia may seem to be alert, walking or talking or eating or doing other such activities, but without awareness because the brain is only partially awake, according to Yale Medicine. Over the years, Knips has woken up to packages she ordered while sleeping, such as a full-sized plastic basketball court, including a netball and blackboard. She's even ordered tins of paint, books, salt and pepper pots, a children's playhouse, refrigerators, tables, and hundreds of Haribo candies. I was racking up debt everywhere, she admitted. I would never actually have to put any credit card details when I was buying things online because it was all saved on my phone. Knips' sleeping habits escalated when she revealed her personal financial information to scammers via text message. I gave them all my details, and then when I woke up, they had taken $317 out of my bank account, she said. I obviously wouldn't have replied to it if I was awake. She claims that the first incident opened the floodgates to several fraud attempts on her bank accounts, but luckily her bank has been able to block the transactions. I've had to cancel cards a few times and I've had lots of people try to take money out of my bank, she sighed, admitting she suspects the fraudsters sold her information. Unfortunately, Knips, who runs an event business, could not return most of the items she purchased.
This is wild. But what is her disorder called? Because I think I want to use that in the future.
Me telling my husband, I have parasomnia. That's why
I have parasomnia.
I booked a flight to Paris.
I don't remember doing this.
I
was
remember doing
asleep.
it.
I booked a flight. I booked our, our accommodation.
I booked, no, it's not even a flight. I booked a Europe trip. It's a tour of Europe.
Yeah, a tour of Europe. But, I was not conscious when I was doing this. But since it's already bought,
we might as well.
That's a rare disorder, right? Like that's
no,
wild.
it's parasomnia. So with parasomnia, basically, people do like weird things. You find others clean in their sleep, like they don't even know they're doing it, and then they wake up and they're like, the house is spotless. Yeah, who did that?
Isn't that wild? Old Africa, I know I went to bed and the house was dirty. You know what I mean? And then you wake up and it's clean. It smells even nice.
Yeah.
I would freak out. I would think like somebody was here,
like,
but they didn't rob me.
There's a ghost. I believe in ghosts. I'd be like, ghost, listen, I appreciate you cleaning my house and all, but like, can you not? That's creepy.
That's scary.
So that's what people do with her. She just goes shopping. Like I would be so scared because again in America things like credit cards
exactly she's lost money as
not
well.
Even that you know what, on this whole credit card thing I need to share a cute little story that's not so cute. So because your girl is doing her research and her thesis and whatnot, I was like, oh, what better way to do it than to have the help of Grammarly. So your girl goes, like, I read the terms and conditions, kind of, sort of, maybe not really, but so Grammarly is like, okay, we'll give you a free trial, right? They're like, no, free trial for 7 days. We'll give you a reminder before the 7 days is up, and then you decide whether or not you want to cancel your trial or not. And then they were like, we're running a special one-time offer, what? I was like, oh, okay, it was about 12 USD a month. I was like, okay, that's not bad. Then I go shopping. I'm there by the till. I'm swiping. I'm tapping. It's like, nope. I'm tapping. I'm like, maybe I reached my limit for the day. But I'm like, no.
I didn't.
I couldn't have.
Yeah.
I open my banking app. I look at transactions. Grammarly had deducted $2,800 Namibian from my account.
You know that $12 that they say? They charge it all at once.
The whole year. It's for the whole year.
That's the thing about most of this, and I don't like that. Like, I'm buying it because it's cheap, because it's just $12 USD a month. I would definitely buy into that, but I don't want to buy it at once for the whole year.
Please, guys, you need to be careful.
Speaking of that, can I
especially-
get your Grammarly details?
Oh no, I canceled. I was quick.
Oh, you
I went
canceled.
online to the forums and all
Yeah.
that. I was like, y'all, Grammarly just took money. How do I get it back? Part of me was like, you know, I just give up. But then I was like, nah.
No, they do refund. They do refund.
They
like,
refunded
most of
me.
this online stuff, especially if it's a reputable something, they do refund.
Yeah, they gave me back, I think, 2,500 from the 2,800, which was like, okay.
Well, getting to our next story, which we, briefly touched on, the dangers of AI, or maybe the good things about AI, because we talked about the dangers of AI. So the world's first AI hospital where robot doctors actually can treat 3,000 patients a day has been unveiled in China. Dubbed Agent Hospital, the virtual facility will have the potential to save millions through its autonomous interaction. The world's first artificial intelligence AI hospital is set to revolutionize healthcare across the globe and save millions of lives, according to the researchers behind it. The bold claims come after the futuristic Agent Hospital was unveiled in China this week. However, while many hospital openings typically take place in person with a ribbon-cutting ceremony, Agent Hospital is instead a virtual facility staffed with 14 AI doctors and 4 AI nurses. The doctors at the virtual hospital can treat up to 10,000 patients in a matter of days. To put this in perspective, it will take at least 2 years for human doctors to achieve the same numbers. The AI doctors also score a remarkable 93.06% accuracy rate on the U.S. medical licensing exam questions. The hospital's developers claim the innovation will save millions of lives. Agent Hospital was developed by AI researchers from Tsinghua University in Beijing, China. Researchers have pledged that it will transform the way doctors diagnose and treat patients.
No, I'm not getting treated by a robot. No, my
Guys.
melanin resistance is too strong. I cannot do that.
You cannot do that. They can treat up to 3,000 patients. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
great because, like, what if that one time you're there on that operating table and this thing glitches?
exactly. What if the battery dies or something?
Imagine it's like the scalpel. No, that's that.
Cannot compute.
This
It's
is what,
so wild.
like, I understand that. Yeah, sure, it's a great step, but again, this goes back to that argument of AI taking jobs, right? Yes, it's going to save 3,000 lives, and it takes human doctors 2 years to achieve this. And we've seen, especially in like public health care, that doctors are they're overworked and hospitals are understaffed. So yes, I would agree having maybe 2, not a full hospital, because then
a full
everyone is like,
hospital with 14 and I think 4
yeah,
AI
14
nurses.
doctors
Yeah,
and 4 nurses.
And 4 nurses.
I would understand having like maybe 2, but a whole hospital, because now everyone else is going to be doing that, and then now our doctors
It's
are out
wild.
of
It's
job. Yo,
wild.
imagine going to school for 11 years just for a robot to steal your job. But anyway, that does bring us to the end of our top stories. Just something to think about. Now, after the break, I get to talk to Tutu Mungoba, and we are talking Ngafera, so stick around. Now, I have the honor of interviewing the one, the only Tutu Mungoba, who is just a vibe. Not just that, but also an amazingly talented filmmaker, producer, you name it. If it's a movie or a documentary, she's there. How are you doing today?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me.
No,
I'm
thank you
good.
for being here. Thank you for being anal and over analyzing everything from a filmmaker's perspective.
I think for me, it's production all through and through.
Yeah.
Because I'm a specialist from pre to post production. So this is why I was even asking you about the edits.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it. Everything comes together in editing.
Yes.
But thank you so much. I'm super stoked to be on this platform. I think this is my first virtual type of interview, so I'm excited.
We're excited. We're happy to have you here. Well, today we are talking about Fera. Huh?
Oh yes.
Ngafera.
Ngafera.
Okay, so can you share what inspired you to create Fera and how the concept for the film came to life during the 2023 Fabrica Makeathon?
Just what we did now was an illustration of what Fera means. Fera is an encapsulation of what slang or colloquial language means in Namibia today. So we know that a lot of ways that people communicate is through street language or through slang for connectivity, for seeing myself in yourself and yourself in me, for us to gossip, and just for us to be relatable to each other. So the call out was to do a project that looks at Namibian heritage. And I said, look, people don't really talk about how we communicate as Namibians. So with each other, and whether it's from, doesn't matter what demographic you're on. So I said, okay, let's do something. But then I said, okay, I wanted the title to be something catchy. Hence the title, Fera.
Fera. Okay, so producing the documentary in just 1 week must have been challenging, to say the least.
Yes.
So can you walk us through the key challenges you faced and how you managed to tackle them and overcome them, especially during the dreaded 20-hour editing session?
Yes. Oh my God, you guys have those details. Okay. So the call out was to produce any artwork or any creative encapsulation in 3 to 4 days. So they thought I was probably already in production. So when they accepted my application, but I was actually just in research phase.
Oh,
so
no.
I had to fast forward everything. But I do tell you, it was strenuous. Oh gosh, sleepless nights. We did it, like you said, a 20-hour edit just to get our first director's cut. But I'm happy to announce that a year later now, or is it 11 months later, we have finally finished the last edit for Fera. So we just launched that one with Guta Institute a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago. And that was great. So now that version will now be entered now for festivals, and then for competitions, and then now for final public screening as well.
I see.
So it's I mean, any creative depiction or production is no walk in the park. A lot of my work is data driven, so I do a lot of research.
Yes.
So if I had to dress you for production, I'll have to meet with you, find out what type of personality you have, look at the type of body that you have, and dress you according to what suits you best for the program, and what suits you best for your physique and then your personality.
Okay, now you're scaring me.
Yeah.
Because now you're just analyzing.
I am analyzing you. I
good
really
analysis so far?
No, it's great.
Okay.
You've got great stature.
Thank you.
You are tall, so that works for you. Your shoulders are great, not too leaning forward,
Slouchy,
not too much, not too ballerina. And of course, your smile is very encapsulating. And I think that you pay attention to detail. That's why you've asked me the question that you've asked me. It's nice to go the extra mile with your work. I mean, efficiency is so sexy for me, especially in production.
Yes, definitely.
Especially
and
in
just
production.
being thorough, because I can't tell you from a viewer's perspective, watching some of these things, because also just being a viewer and an actress, sometimes you're like, how did they let that fly? You know, you have all these questions.
Yes.
But anyway, moving along, your film delves into the origins, evolution, and cultural significance of Namibian slang. What are some of the most surprising findings from your research and conversations with linguists, sociologists, and other experts?
Some of the academia experts that we have in the documentary have see no relevance for slang. They feel that it's an interlude. It's a disruption to how people communicate. So when somebody says Fera in Oshakati, it's not Fera in Grootfontein, for example. And then what also came from the findings is that a lot of youngsters, Generation Z, use slang in formal written word and communication.
Yes.
So you find a lot of people that say mos, net, kama, sobiso, when they're having a formal conversation.
You must want.
You know, and even the way people say the weather is weathering.
Yes.
In a formal conversation.
Yes.
There needs to be great distinction in the stratosphere of language and how it's used. So that was some of the findings that came out that was very surprising. A lot of the Namibian slang dating 15 years ago comes from South African influence lingo.
Yes.
Yeah. So now what happens is with pop culture, you see that there's a purge or a surge of terminology that is so distinct to regions.
Yes.
So you find that somebody in Grootfontein who speaks slang or Chero doesn't understand somebody who speaks slang or Chero in Windhoek. So it is very fascinating to see how language moves and evolves from region to region, from tribe to tribe, and from generation to generation. I think you find youngsters who can gossip about their parents when they're standing right in front of their parents because they wanted to communicate something to each other. And that's also the way our parents used to communicate in front of their parents.
Yes.
Yes. So language, and of course in this particular concern with slang, is very much of a camouflage. But we also use it also to, like I said in the beginning, to relate to each other.
I see. All right. So now that you've had the opportunity to showcase Fera, how has the documentary been perceived by audiences outside of Namibia? Because, for example, like you're saying, people won't really understand if I say, but you must want, things like that. And also, what are your plans for the future evolution of this project?
Right.
And I'm gonna also add something on there. I hope it's not too much, but you did mention earlier that it's now eligible for for all these other international platforms. If you had to choose a festival, what festival would it be?
I don't think it would be. Okay, so let me answer your question in phases.
Yes.
A lot of my work is systematically driven. Although I come across as very corporate, a lot of my work is intentional with the styling. So with Fera, although it's a documentary and a research-based piece, I really wanted it to be like a messy music video.
Oh,
so there's a lot of
nice.
staccato in it. There's a lot of quick edits to it. There's a lot of wit to it. There's a lot of clips that come in and montages that come in, and you're like, oh, I didn't see this one coming.
And
So
everything is strategically organized.
everything
yes.
is strategic. The color grading is strategic. The effects are strategic. Even with regards to the music for Fera was, and also with my previous documentary, The Weight of Tomorrow, all the music that I use in my pieces are originally generated for that specific piece. So the music of Fera, which is a very an urban street, quite a beat to it, hip hop beat to it, was done for Fera. Yeah, so I'm that type of content developer. I really would like to see Fera. I do tell you, and I say this over again because I'm very much passionate about it. When I was influenced as a young creative, it was through showcasing. There were career fairs, there were film festivals, there was the matinee, there was parties. So I really absorb all these things. So I really want to take Fera to schools now. So now we're in more or less going in examination time of the calendar.
Yes.
So when the high school kids and when the varsity kids come back from their semester break, the intention is to take it at least to 10 to 15 schools within the region, and then 5 schools outside the region. So that's where I am with regards to teaching and imparting knowledge, because all my pieces have a message to it. So strategically, it will be The Weight of Tomorrow, Fera, and then 3 Decades of Sound, which is a musical documentary on Rashiyama's life.
Wow.
Yeah, so that ensemble already on its own. So that's like 2 hours of content that I intend to showcase across the country.
Okay.
Right. That's number one, grassroots. Then obviously when you daydream and you look into the stars and you're like, oh, I would really want to go to the Americas, and I really want to go to the West, because I feel like our stories, there's nothing like Namibian or African stories.
No.
And you always see, I'll even give you an example, like Wakanda or Black Panther.
Yes.
The jewelry that comes from there, a lot of it is not even derived from South Africa or the rest of Africa. It's very much Namibian pieces. You see that the Himbas were also depicted in there. It's because we have a story to tell.
Yes.
Our people are unique.
Yes.
Our cheekbones are unique. Our stature is
It's
unique.
unique.
The way we speak, the way we sound. People are like, is this person from Southern Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, or because we are an ensemble of cultures.
Yes.
Because the Namibian population is not originally from this land of the brave. We are just mere residents who came from other parts of Africa that settled in this land. So I would really want to take it out of
to
Africa,
the Americas, yes.
and then have it showcased there. But obviously, home is always where the heart is.
Home is where the heart is. That is absolutely beautiful, Tutu. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in studio. We wish you all the best. We can't wait to watch Awe Fera.
I did tell you, I'll be having more public screenings. We're going into the cold season now. Namibians have this funny thing of hibernating in winter.
Yes.
So if you're not going to serve them poiki, or you're not going to serve them glühwein, fine. Nobody's pitching for your screening.
No, we will wait for when it's warmer.
So we're looking at to set up as we go into the warmer season. Right now, we're just pre-packaging, and just to look at how we can push the narrative of Farah online as well.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Tutu. Stick around. We will be back after this short break. And with that, it's officially 5 o'clock somewhere, so you know what we are going to be doing, some mimosas. Thank you so much for watching Smell the Coffee with Dana Master and Glenora Shipura. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place to keep you company. Until then, mwah.